Let us have the introduction to the architecture of 8086. The architecture of 8086 is basically consisting of two units. First is bus interface unit, that is BIU, and another is execution unit, that is EU. Bus interface unit includes control bus and data bus, then segment registers, adder, instruction pointer, and instruction queue. Let us see the bus interface unit in detail. Now the instruction queue from bus interface unit is 6 bytes long, serving the purpose of fast access to instructions since 6 bytes of next instruction or instructions fetched in advance and stored in instruction queue when the execution unit is busy in executing the current instruction. So make it clear that the instruction length from 8086 may vary from 1 byte to 6 bytes. So depending upon the length of instruction, one or more instructions can be fetched in advance and can be stored with the instruction queue. So this parallel processing of execution of the instruction uh, and the fetching of next instructions improves the performance of 8086 processor. Then comes segment register. For time being, just remember that segment registers store upper 16 bits of segments starting address from memory, and to convert this 16-bit address to the physical 20-bit address, it takes help of adder. Four segment registers are there. First is extra segment, that is ES, then code segment register, which is CS, stack segment register SS, and data segment register, that is DS. Now of which extra and data segments are used to store data, whereas code segment is used to store instructions. Stack segment is used to store addresses when the processor do not follow sequential path of execution. We know the normal execution path is the sequential. The instructions are executed in order in which they are written in a program. Instruction pointers towards the 16-bit offset address which get combined with address from core segment to get address of next instruction to be fetched from memory. From small example, the use of stack segment will be clear to us. We know stack works in LIFO fashion, last in, first out. If we stack the chairs one above the other, we are able to take out last chair first. Similarly, when the addresses are pushed up on the stack segment, the last address from stack get popped out first to execute the instruction from that address. For sake of understanding, I have simply assumed that all instructions are 8 bits long. We already have seen it is not true. The instruction length may vary from 1 byte to 6 byte in case of 8086. Now have a look at example. The first instruction is declaration of A and B variables. Int AB, it is stored at address 11001. The another instruction is uh, 3 assigned to A and 8 assigned to B. By mistake I wrote 8 assigned to 5, but in actual it is 8 assigned to B. This instruction is stored at 11002 and likely further are stored at successive memory locations. But during execution, when processor finds call to add function, it leaves the normal sequential path of execution and jumps to execute add function located at non-sequential address. To keep track of where to return back, it pushes the current instruction's address on the stack register and later pushes address of the called function before it jumps to execute called function. Now during execution, it pops out instruction located at 11005 first to execute add function and then pops instruction located at 11003 to assign return variable to C variable. So this way the stack segment is useful for executing jump call recursive function performing instructions. Then we have execution unit from 8086 architecture, which involves general purpose registers, arithmetic logic unit, operand register, flag register, control system, and address bus. We will see arithmetic logic unit first. Arithmetic logic unit is capable to perform 16 different arithmetic operations as well as 16 different logical operations on 16-bit long operands. The intermediate result of arithmetic or logical operation may get stored with accumulator on temporary basis. So accumulator register is shown as AX. BX, that is base register, is another general purpose register which is used to provide offset address for data and extra segment registers, which are available with bus interface unit. Whereas stack pointer and base pointer, in short SP and BP, are used to store offset addresses for the stack segment register. Source index, that is SI, and destination index, that is DI. These registers provide 16-bit offset address to obtain the address of data to be moved from one location to the another, and these work along with data and extra segments. CX, which stands for count register, is used in loop instructions to keep track of counting. Next is the DX register, which contains IO port address for IO instructions. Now AX, BX, CX, DX, all these registers are 16-bit long. So with 16 bits, we have the range of 0 to 65535 integers. So if the integer is in the range of 0 to 255, the the extra space get wasted. So in order to have the efficient utilization of memory, the registers are availed in 8-bit long registers also. If integer is in the range of 0 to 255, the processor can make use of AL or AH 8-bit register instead of AX 16-bit register. So similarly, the BX, CX and DX, all these registers are available in 16-bit form as well as in 8-bit form. Since all registers from architecture of 8086 are 16 bits long, the processor is also called as 16-bit processor. With next video, we will see flag register from execution unit. Segment register and general purpose registers will be completely clear to you from memory segmentation. Thank you.